Greetings and welcome back to my channel. And thank you for subscribing and clicking on the notification button. I know it's been a long since I last recorded a video about how you can apply for the SI scholarship for global professionals. And I know some of you are already finalizing their application because today is the deadline for you to have submitted your application for the SI scholarship. But I just wanna quickly touch on the letter of reference. I've seen a lot of people asking about the letter of reference, how you can package a good letter of reference. So if you are struggling with your letter of reference, this video is for you. And my name is Nyasham Kapiko, and I am an SI scholar, and I'm in my first year currently studying media democracy and human rights here at Linnaeus University in Kalmar in Sweden. So I'll just walk you through the application process very fast. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. So let me just share my screen now. So as you are all aware, today is the deadline to submit your application to the SI scholarship so that you can get a fully funded scholarship. As you can see here, the deadline is 26 February, which is today. So you need to submit your application process. But on this video, I'm going to talk about how you can submit a competitive letter of reference. So we'll go straight to the letter of reference here. Let me just go to the section here. So here is the template for the letter of reference. You must use SI's provided template for the letter of reference 2025 to 2026 or letter of reference should be first be typed, then printed, and lastly signed by the referee and stamped with an official stamp of the organization, company, notary office. Scan the letters and upload them to the application portal as one single PDF file. So you are supposed to submit two letters of reference, one from your work and the other one from your university or from any other civil society organizations that you have been involved with. So I'll quickly stop sharing this screen and go straight to the template for the SI um, letter of reference template. So this is the template for the SI scholarship. You just need to quickly go through the instruction before you start filling in the form. And these instructions read as follows. The reference is expected to state an opinion of the applicant from a professional perspective on behalf of the referred organization and will thereby provide an important supplement to the letter of motivation and the curriculum vitae for your scholarship application. So the letter of reference will provide as an important reference or a supplement to the letter of motivation and also your CV. To be eligible for SI scholarship, you must provide two different letter of references. And once you have those two letter of reference, you are supposed to scan them on one document and send them as one document on the SI portal. So please make sure that you follow instructions. At least one letter of reference must be based on your work experience. The second letter of experience can be based on your work as well, but can also be an academic reference based on your studies at the university. So both letters can be based from your work experience or from your from the organization that you are working with, but it can be also based from your academic, where you have done your studies. It might be your bachelor's or your master's studies if you already have another master's degree. But this is the important part that you need to pay attention to. However, it will be a merit if the second letter of reference is based on your involvement in networks or civil society organizations outside of your regular work. So I think you need to underline this, or you need, if you are writing down, I think you would put in a NB or a star star, because this is the very important part of the instruction. It will be a merit if the second letter of reference is based on your involvement in a network, in a networks or civil society organization. So if you have been involved with other civil society organizations as an individual or as a professional, you need that type of letter of reference because it's likely going to give you more impact, and it's likely going to give you more chances of getting the SI scholarship. And who can fill out the letter of reference? The letter of reference should be filled by someone who knows you in a professional rather than private manner. So this is not about someone who knows you in a private manner, but it should be professional. It does not have to be your direct manager. For instance, it can be HR manager or the head of the organization if the person can comment on your work on behalf of your employer. If you work in a family business, if you are the owner of a business, or if you do freelance work, we can accept a signature from a client or a staff who works at your company who is not your family member, client member. Clients should be companies, organizations, i.e., not private individuals, and are only allowed to satisfy the working hours that you have worked for them. The stamp should be an official stamp of the company organization. If you do freelance work, you may have to ask an employee at the professional association or agents where you are registered as a freelance or receive assignments from to be your referee and to sign and stamp the letter of reference for you. So here, by freelance, I think they just mean if you have been a journalist or we are working as a freelance journalist, there are quite a number of organizations that represents the interest of journalists, freelance journalists. It can be civil society organizations that advocates for the rights of journalists. They can stamp the letter of reference for you. It can be organization, human rights organization that you work with, or if you're a lawyer, it can be professional bodies that represents the interest of lawyers, or if you're a doctor, the same thing. So those organizations can act as on behalf, and they can stamp the letter of reference for you. And examples of who cannot be used as a referee: co-workers, family members, relatives, partners, individuals who demand compensation, money, goods, favors, services, and other matters from you to give you a statement of referee. So people who demand money in exchange to act as a referee, these ones cannot be considered as a referee. People would demand compensation in return of signing or stamping your letter of reference. These people cannot be considered as referees. Then requirements, the letter of reference must be completed in English, alternatively translated by public with the notary official stamp, the original letter of this is if you don't use English, you can write it in your own language, then it can be translated. Then the letter of reference should not exceed 2 pages, excluding the instruction page. So once you've filled in the letter of reference, this section with instructions, you should erase this part. And because the letter of reference only should have a maximum of 2 pages. So if it goes more than 2 pages, you will be disqualified. Any additional pages will be disregarded. To be valid, the letter must be completed, dated, signed by the referee, and stamped by the referred company, organization, university at which you worked or studied, and which the reference represent. The stamp can be in any language as long it is official stamp of the referring organization. So I've seen a lot of people asking if the organization doesn't have a stamp, what should I do? You need a stamp. You need a traditional stamp for this letter of reference. There's no other way. It's clearly written that you need a stamp. So make sure you have that stamp. There's no other way. Unless if they can give you a digital stamp. I understand nowadays there are now digital stamps because of the use of technology, the use of AI. Now organizations have digital stamps, so you must make sure that you get that stamp. If your referee has changed job and is unable to represent your former or current employee, we recommend you that you find another referee. So if your referee is relocated to another job and is not able to recommend you, please find another referee. If your employer does not have any stamp, we recommend that you provide a letter of reference based on your experience at another organization. So this stamp is what they need. So if they can't provide you with a stamp, look for another reference letter or look for another organization to refer you with a stamp. However, your referee still needs to fill in the template and sign on behalf of your employer. The notary public needs to certify in English that the referee is authorized to represent the referred organization. Then submission, you must merge the 2 letters of reference. I think I've talked about this and I'm going to repeat again. Once you have your 2 letters of reference, the one from your employer, the other from a university or any other civil society organizations or network that you have been involved within, you need to attach the 2 letters of reference as one PDF. So you need to scan them to a one document. So in total, it means you are going to have a total of 4 pages. The first letter from your work and the other one from the networks and civil society organizations that you have been involved in. So each letter of reference with a maximum of 2 pages. So on a PDF, that means it will be a total of 4 pages. Please present the letter based on your work experience first. So you need to present them in this order. On your work experience first. If both letters are based on your work experience, please sort them in reverse chronological order. If any letter is not written in English by your referee, you should present the translation from the notary office directly after the original in the same PDF document. Kindly note that. And this is a very important instruction, and you can see that it's in bold, which means which is trying to emphasize the importance of this statement. Kindly note that when the letter of reference stretches to 2 pages, the referee's signature and the official stamp of the referring organization or notary office are required to be at the bottom of both pages. What I advise you is try to limit your number of words so that the stamp doesn't stretch to the to another page, so that it's within the 2 pages, and you don't have to worry about this instruction. Where exactly do I put the stamp? Because this instruction sometimes can be confusing. But if you limit your words within 2 pages, then at the end of the second page, you put your stamp there so that everything is within the 2 pages. Authenticity. SI will carry out random checks on the application and applicants to scrutinize and enforce misleading information. So you need to make sure that every information that you are providing is accurate and is true, because SI will carry out random checks to make sure that your information is correct. And if they found out that you falsified any information, the applicant will be automatically disqualified and barred from applying for the SI scholarship program in the future. Any false information discovered during the scholarship period will cause a termination of the SI scholarship. So please don't lie, don't falsify any information, as this will result in you being barred for life and also your SI scholarship being withdrawn. Do you have any questions? Always go to the frequently asked questions. You can get more information there. So let's go straight to the template. You can see here, you fill in your first name as written in the passport, then surname, date of birth. If you have found all the templates, everything for the SI scholarship, the date is always in a reverse chronological order. So like for today, it's the 26th of February, 2025. But if you are feeling anything with regards to the SI scholarship, you start with the year first, then followed by the day, the month, then lastly by the date. So in this case, it will be 2026 02 26, right? So you need to make sure that you are doing things the correct way. Any slight mistakes, it can result you being disqualified for this prestigious scholarship. And I don't want that to happen to you, because I am expecting to seeing you in September, this coming September in Sweden. So make sure you do it the correct way. Citizenship of applicant, where are you from, full name of referee, of the referring organization name or university, then title of the position of the referring person, email address, telephone. Then what is the reference letter based on? You need to choose here. There's a drop down menu where you can choose what this reference letter is based on. In what capacity do you know the applicant? They can fill here as an employee, as a colleague, what. Then how long have been the applicant working, studying with you at your organization. Please specify the number of hours. So you need to put the number of hours here. You have been involved with that civil society organization outside your work. Then in your view, how would an SI scholarship for master studies? So when you are answering these questions, always make sure that it's in line with what you have been asked in the question, and it's also linked to the program that you applied for. So, for example, if you applied for the master's program in media democracy and human rights, you must always link your response to the program, how the master program that you have applied for is going to benefit you and is going um, to benefit you to achieve your professional and your academic growth. Then the second question is briefly comment on the applicant capacity to contribute to and drive social change in his or her context. How are you going to drive social change as an applicant, right? So you need to link this with the kind of work that you have been doing, and after attaining this scholarship in your master studies, how is it going to influence social change? We're looking at things like how people live in different contexts, how by things to do with human rights. If it was me, for example, I would link it to human rights, that my master's program is going to help me to promote human rights because the human rights situation in the global south is in a crisis, and there's shrinking civic space. And by attending this master's program, I am going to contribute in this way. I am going to contribute through advocacy work. I am going to contribute through different ways. Then the last question, assess the applicant leadership potential, their ability to contribute to societal development through qualities like networking, determination, analytical and critical thinking, and communication. So you are now linking it with the leadership experience that you have also that you have also put in your CV, and how this is going to contribute after you got an SI scholarship, and after finishing your master's studies. How is it going to contribute? Then additional remarks, please. I see. I realize that some other people, they will always leave this section blank because it's written optional, but never make that mistake of leaving it blank. You need to give some additional remarks, like just talking about how this master's program in SI will benefit you if you are to get the SI scholarship. It's just similar with being in an interview and you're asked, do you have any questions for the panel? Never make that mistake of saying, no, I think I don't have any questions because I feel like all my questions have been answered. Never make that mistake. Always be curious and ask some questions. The same as this section where you need to talk about anything, how this SI is going to contribute to your professional and academic development. Or you can just maybe talk about how studying in Sweden will contribute to maybe experiencing a new culture in Sweden, or just talking about sustainability. Sweden is one of the biggest country when it comes to sustainability, recycling, etc. Or you can talk about innovation. So do your research and never leave this section blank. And once you have done everything, you can send the letter of reference to your referee so that they can sign here. You see, there's date and place. So first, you start. You write your date. If it's today, it's 26/02/26. Then the place is written. You need to mention the city and the country. So if it was me, I would write Kauma, Sweden. So date 26/02 26. Then city and date Kauma, Sweden. Then signature, the referee will sign uh, their signature under the signature of referee, then the official stamp under the official stamp. So that's it for the letter of referee. I hope um, some of you have already submitted their application, but to those who are still maybe in the final stages of finalizing their application, I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Sweden. And this is to wish you all the best. And feel free to leave a comment. I will respond to any comments that you have. So feel free to leave any comments, and I will be able to respond to any comments. Sometimes I might take long to respond because of lectures, but when I find time, I will always respond. So it's bye-bye for now, and all the best. Thank you, and continue subscribing to my channel.